Forensic Data Collections 2.0, a selection of trusted digital forensics content, 2nd edition, written by Robert B. Freed, narrated by Brad Grochowski. Preface, written and read by Robert B. Freed.
The technical acumen of the digital forensic practitioner must be balanced with soft skills. In an age of hypersensitivity to data privacy and security, one must know how to convey technical concepts while ensuring that all parties involved are on the same page when addressing the identification, preservation, collection, and examination of electronic evidence. The digital forensic practitioner must stay ahead of the curve. Not only is technology continuously evolving, but so are the wants and needs of clients. For example, legal counsel may request the forensic collection of a mobile device, but only if chats from a specific app on the device from a specified period and between two individuals. The chats must be delivered in a format that displays them in 24-hour intervals. The scope of this effort would require several considerations for the digital forensic practitioner. The support for the mobile device and the targeted app, including its version, using the forensic tools in their toolkit. The methodologies and workflows required to call. The export of relevant data only and its format. Additionally, the digital forensic practitioner must be prepared to consult the parties, including explanations made in a clear, concise, and confident manner of the overall process, setting proper expectations about the logistics involved and when the deliverable will be available. The objective of Forensic Data Collections 2.0, a selection of trusted digital forensic content, 2nd edition, is to provide reliable, verified, and validated information so that you can gauge what you need to know and the questions you need to ask when encountering electronic evidence. As you navigate the contents of this book, I hope that you can appreciate that there may not always be a tool for every scenario in which you encounter electronic evidence, but when devising a potential solution, methodology, or workflow, it is important to remember the fundamental principles in forensic science, while approaching things with an innovative mindset and taking into consideration your audience. Robert Freed, March 2024.
Introduction, My Exploratory Path, written and read by V. Felsenstein.
As a consulting electronic designer in the early days of personal computers, I found that I could add the most value when the client was not sure that they knew what they wanted. I had fortunately spent years investigating how computers could be used by untrained casual users, so I was at least aware of significant questions that begged answers in that area. As the market developed in its first year, I was able to devise solutions that helped to define what a personal computer architecture should be. I once had a client who was the American R&D outpost of a very large Japanese corporation. This was around 1985. After I had done some work for them, I was introduced to a man whom they described as a higher executive in the Japanese offices. We were discussing design of a multi-function device which would integrate a wide range of office functions. At one point in the discussion, when he was prematurely pressing me for an estimate, I made the comment, "You're actually paying me to learn." I had my ears pinned back by the executive's instant retort, "No, you should know." That was the end of that discussion, and as I recall of my consulting work for that company. The best I could say would be that they had the wrong engineer. It would appear that this fellow assumed that with my BSEE from Berkeley, my head had been stuffed full of detail on the way everything is done, and that I had access to libraries full of the latest periodicals. Of course, the problem was that if that were true, I would already be behind the state of the art. They weren't about to pay for exploratory work done outside the known boundaries. This is where I earned my fees, staring at an empty corner of the room and musing, what if, and pursuing that line of inquiry to the point of trying something out. Daydreaming and explaining are the two talents I can confidently claim. If I can reduce my daydream to something I can explain, then I can reduce it to practice or find someone who can.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?